DFMMC 2014. So to start off, I'm just going to come over. I've got to make a box, which let's get some of the shortcuts down. Alright, so keyboard shortcut W. I'm going to start my box. I don't really like to start on the edge of the sheet if I don't have to. And since this material is very thin and cheap enough, I'm not going to. So I'm going to start out at a 1/4 inch off the edge of the material. Now, one thing about the difference between plasma cam, or I guess their DE, which is their design edge, versus AutoCAD program, is when putting in your XY coordinates, I was so used to hitting tab to switch over to the Y, and I don't need to do that. It's actually you just have a comma and then space to separate the two, the X and the Y. Alright, so another really neat feature is if you don't know from your origin of 0, 0 what your next dimension up here is going to be, what you can do is just hit the at key, so shift at, and then I know that I'm going to be 2.5, 2.5, so I'm going to be at 5, comma, and then 30 tall. Alright, now just for easier editing that I need to do, what I'm going to do here is Control X, and that just explodes the shape, so then every shape or every line is on its own. O is the offset, and I want to offset 4 inches, and then hit enter. Now with this software, generally in say AutoCAD, an offset just makes a copy of the line. This one will actually move the line, so I have to hold control while you click in order for it to make a copy of that line. Alright, so then I'm going to do another offset, 2 inches this time. One final offset. It's going to be 1.5 inches this way. So then I'm going to trim out this line, this line. Trim, of course, is your X button is your shortcut, and if you F1 is your zoom in. So then I want to extend this line out here, so I'm just gonna, a lot of times it's not gonna do that for me. So L is line, H is the closest point, I believe P is perpendicular line snap. Okay, so then I'm just gonna, instead of making another line, I'm just gonna offset this line by 2. Just like that. So, need to get rid of these construction lines, as I would refer to them as. So, say line H, P, offset it 2. And I forgot to hold control, so go back there. Get rid of these lines. Now I want to keep this line and I want to get rid of this line. So X, get rid of that one, get rid of that one. I'm sorry, F1 is zoom in, F2 is zoom out. Alright, so get rid of that one. And that's my shape. So then I'm going to select the whole entire shape, and J is, well, join. So there's my shape. So I need to have, because these are going to be 2 sliding pieces, my table of course is more than 30 inches on each side, so I'm going to have two of them together, and I'm just going to slide them out until I need it and then make it work from there, as you'll see later in the video. But for this sake, I'm just going to select the shape, copy it. Don't really care what point right now. I'm going to come in and R for rotate, H again for the closest point snap, H again for that snap, and then type in my angle of rotation, 180 degrees. M is move. Again, you can do H. And I'm not really worried about, I guess, what I have right here. I mean, I can simply enough measure from H to P, and that's 0.17, so enough for my curve for both of them. Alright, so now what I really want is I select both of them, copy from H, this corner, and 2. So now I'm just going to come over here, have another set, and I am going to rotate this set. $90 degrees. Move it somewhere up in here. Okay. Now to make sure that I am actually on the material, because I have a piece of 3 feet wide by 4 feet long material there, so that's why the shape is what it is. So one neat thing here is that I can snap to the, let's see, is there a table? Yeah, table edge snap. It's a shortcut B, and my X difference is 35.6 inches, so that will fit. I know I've got a full length table tall, so I know that will fit, so that'll work out for me. Another key thing that I saw, I mean, I'm just gonna say line for the heck of it, L, is if you have a button, it's recommended with the software to have a button for a middle click that has a wheel or whatever. So if you middle click, it comes up with all your snap commands. It's, other than that, it's worthless for like zooming in and out. It doesn't work. The only zoom in and out, let's see, F1 is in, F2 is out, F5 brings the whole table in. I think, is it F7? Yeah, I think F7 is the extents of your drawing or whatever, basically. So, oh, it looks like F5 is your drawing and F7 is your table. So those are your zoom features, I guess, if you will. Then the next shortcut would be the letter N, and that is just, that's your set cut paths. And then I'm just going to go ahead and click around on these, setting my cut paths. And then right click cancels out your operation. So at that point I've got all my cut paths selected, or all my cut paths done. Go into settings, go to settings. I'm cutting, let's see, 26 gauge steel, so I've got to do some. My rapid travel is going to be, I'm just going to put 500 in. My cut speed, I'm going to drop it down to 30 amps so that I can actually accurately cut 26 gauge steel, and its cut speed is 360 inches per minute. Time to mark the point, I'm just going to say 0, 0. Oh, I see. Time to mark point will be 0.1. And my pierce path is 0. Height control, material thickness. I haven't really figured out. It gives you the option of inch or gauge, but that's, I'm just gonna put 26 in and see if it cries to me, I guess. I like every time I'm given the option, auto zero shift, auto arc shift, auto arc voltage shift on the next cut, and then I click OK. So now I just gotta go turn the controller on out there, initialize the machine, and we'll start cutting. So machine initialize. Alright. And I'm actually going to show you guys a dry cut first. But I think I'm just going to say this is part 1 to these grates. And we'll start off with a part 2 after this. Thank you.